Hey, 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 you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I know I haven't been here as much as I'd like to be, and I've got an explanation, but I'm not going to tell you why. But whew, it's been some there's been some cool epiphanies and things happening. So I want you to bear with me. If you normally just watch a few minutes of my videos, or just to get the lowdown, I invite you to watch the whole thing. If it goes for too long, which I don't know how long it's going to go for yet, but if I do go for too long, you can speed me up by going to the settings and doing ×2 or ×1.75 or times 1.5. Then you can still get the whole message. It's really important that when you watch my videos, you get the entire message, because I've noticed, sometimes I'm the same when I watch YouTube and I just want to get the bee's knees. I want to get a quick message, but this message isn't quick. So bear with it. Speed me up if you have to, or save me for later on and watch this later on, okay? Now, new member to the gang, first and foremost, is Bertha, the crazy cat lady. This is my new gang member. Well, gang members, because how many cats? 6 cats. Wow. So for those of you who've left the twin flame journey, you might become Bertha. Look how cool she is. She's wearing her dressing gown. She's got all her cats. I think she's got slippers on. She does. She's got slippers on. She's not worried about anything. She's not worried about anything at all. Just her cats. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to take her out of the box yet. I think she might get very loud. On the back there's a cool quiz as well, and it says, do you get excited when you hear a can opener? Do you think cats are smarter than people? Do you buy ice cream that your cats prefer instead of the kind you like? And can you tell your cats apart by the roughness of their tongue? So this is Bertha. Welcome to the channel, Bertha. Little Red Riding Hood has already hissed at her a couple of times, so that could be interesting. I just thought I'd show you. I'm going to bring you a channeled message before I get into the Divine Masculine, because I know you all want to hear about that. But listen to the channeled message, because it may resonate for you today. I often don't pull cards for myself, but these ones kind of fell in front of me today. So I wanted to share them all with you for the Divine Feminine Collective. The first one is be assertive. The next one is, I want you to ask yourself a question that you want a yes or no answer to. Pause the video if you have to, and I'll give you the answer now. Are you ready? I feel like we need elevator music. Oh, wow. And the other message I have is, I'm afraid my heart isn't very smart. I don't know who that's for, but that's for someone. You already know something you've been waiting for. You already know the answer, or, for a decision that you need. Do some washing. That's always mine. If that was going to be the card that always fell out for me, that would be it. Do some washing. Don't forget to do this if you need to go somewhere, okay? Someone needs you to call them, so you'll know who it is. The first person you thought of is the person it is. And this is the one we often forget. You are the key. Look within, okay? Go within, go within, go within. Spend time with yourself. Spend time on yourself. And don't feel bad for doing that. Don't feel bad for neglecting your washing while you go within. All right. Oh my goodness. I was drinking cranberry juice and then I thought, wow, it's very sweet. So now I just put that much and then I put the rest with water. It's really good. It's a good mix of antioxidants and, I don't know, water, right? Okay, so my channeled message is, I'm going to need to keep my glasses on only because the screen is bright. So that's why I wear the glasses, by the way. I don't know if I've explained that before. I know I look like I'm stuck in the 80s, but you'll just have to deal with it. Okay, so channeled message, really important for 2023. This is going to be the year of change. This is going to be the year where you decide a lot of things for yourself. If you're working on yourself, remember this message, you are the key to look within, right? A lot of things are going to be changing, okay? This means that as a light worker or a twin flame or a starseed or a whatever title or not title that you give yourself, no matter what happens in the world around you, you need to act calm and kind and humble and responsible and be grateful for what you have, because there's going to be a lot of changes, okay? So I want to just for a moment talk about, what Jesus taught. Whether you're religious or not, it really doesn't matter. But the teachings of Jesus are very, very important because, loving your neighbor as yourself, don't commit. I don't know, I'm talking kind of about the 10 Commandments that were seen in the Bible as well, but you can look those up. Basically, the message is, do not do unto others as you would not want done unto yourself. Now, at the moment, we're living in a world of narcissism, and I would even go as far to say psychopathy. There are a lot of very weird, strange characters in the world right now. So I'm not suggesting for a moment that you be kind to those people who are treating you poorly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in your general everyday life with people that you know and love, most people aren't coping very well because of, we had the pandemic, and then we have, in the future, we may have some kind of financial crisis, etc. The world is kind of going in lots of different strange and wonderful directions. I don't want to bring up specific things. I don't want to be too specific because you'll already be able to read between the lines. But what's happening is a breakdown of the current society we live in now, getting ready for the new. And I know that a lot of spiritual teachers and a lot of people have been saying this, but 2023 is going to be the year for change. So embrace that change within yourself and try and be the light that you've always been looking for in others, okay? Because people are going to be coming undone. People are not going to be coping very well with what's going on around them, especially, if the financial market goes, for a crash, or, we've got wars going on, etc., etc., okay? So be the light you want to see in other people. Be like Jesus as much as you can. I'm not suggesting that you try and walk on water, because that won't work. I've already tried it. How to test if you are Jesus. Try and walk on water, and if you can't, you're not. Come on, that's funny. All right. The other thing I want to say to you is, when you focus on the love as well as your finances, and as well as your kindnesses or charities towards others, you will be able to have this enlightenment that's unexplainable, inexplainable, not sure which one. I think it's unexplainable. So the other thing I want to say is, if someone is treating you poorly, and this includes your divine masculine, you need to say no. And this is where that other card comes in. Remember, I was saying this. You need to say no to them, because if they treat you badly or poorly and you go, oh, it's okay, I know you've just been working for 31 days and you haven't been able to talk to me. If you continually let them walk all over you like you're a doormat, then what's going to happen is they're never going to learn their lesson. So it's really interesting, you know, the whole twin flame system, the whole twin flame dynamic, which has been spoken about by many coaches and teachers, is to work on yourself, work on yourself, work on yourself, work on yourself, you know, go within, do all of that. That's really important. But if you are in communication with your divine masculine or feminine, and they are crossing your boundaries, because you already worked on yourself and you know who you are and you know what you will and won't tolerate, you're allowed to say no. And this goes for people like your mother, your father, your auntie, your cousin, your friends, right? If you've got a problem with how they are treating you or not treating you, right? Take it how it resonates for you. You are well within your rights to mention something to them. You know, I love you, but it really hurts me when you tell me that I have cellulite on my legs, right? Let's just say that's an example. That's a silly example, but you get the drift. You are well within your rights to do that. Okay, you know, I really love you, but, you know, when you rock up at my house at, you know, 9 o'clock at night and I'm getting ready for bed, it's not good, because I've got to get up for work in the morning. So maybe we could organize a proper time when we're both free to see each other, okay? So you're allowed to have boundaries, and that does not mean that you aren't ascended. That actually means that your growth is very good. You know, we are allowed to get angry. A lot of spiritual teachers, you know, say, you know, don't get angry, be calm, be this, be that. But in a world, like I say, in a world full of narcissists and psychopaths, which there has been, you are allowed to get angry. Just don't keep it inside. If you're going to get angry, feel the anger and let it out in some creative form. So maybe you paint, maybe you dance, maybe you sing, maybe you, I don't know, maybe you yodel. Beryl the cat lady, she likes to yodel in her spare time, she just said. Wow. Yodele, 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 hee-hoo. Wow, do you remember that? From Sound Music, the little yodeling. That was funny. Okay, so you are allowed to have boundaries. It doesn't mean you're not a spiritual person. It doesn't mean that you're mean or that you're in your ego. It means that you actually care enough about yourself that you would tell the people around you, no, or I'm not ready for that right now, or I don't like that. You're allowed to say, I don't like that. You're allowed to say, I do like that. You're allowed to say whatever you feel, as long as you're not in your ego. You know what I mean? You don't want to say, you know, oh, fuck off, mate. I'm being Australian now. Fuck off, mate. Don't fucking talk to me like that, you prick, right? You don't want to do that, but you want to just say, hey, you know, that behavior that you're showing me right now, I really don't like it. I don't appreciate what you're doing. And the more and more you do that, you'll see people fall away from you. You know, the ones who love to be in control, they won't like it. So they will become a distant memory in your life. But that's good, because you have to shake down the old to prepare for the new. Okay, you imagine what Beryl the cat lady's been through in her life. You know, to come to the decision where, like, I don't need a man. I just need my cats. I feel like she's from Texas. I don't know. Are you from Texas? I can't quite hear through the plastic. I just love the cat in her pocket though, you know? It's cool. So now we're going to do a divine masculine reading, but rewind the video and catch all of what I said as a channeled message. 2023 will be a shake-up of a year, especially in, you know, in the media and all of that. There's going to be some weird stuff happening. Go within, be the light that everyone needs you to be. Be Jesus, right? In your town, in your community, in your family, in your circle of friends. And you will learn so much. Be the light you've always been seeking. Okay? And get help from God. Ask God to give you strength to be the light. Okay? Be the light. You are the light. You are the light. You've got to have the courage to be that light. Oh my goodness. I feel like singing a Belinda Carlisle song. Darling, leave a light on for me. I'll be there before you close the door to give you all the love that you need. Darling, leave a light on leave a light on. Hang on. Leave a light on. She's crazy cat lady. Crazy not a cat lady. I'm more of a dog lady. Oh, I've got to tell you just quickly before I start on Divine Masculine. Woohoo! So exciting. So exciting. I've got 2 dogs at the moment. 2 dogs at the moment. I love them so much. And, you know, they're both adult dogs. They're both big dogs. But a puppy is coming into my household on the 22nd of February. And I've never been so excited, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna do a reveal of the puppy for the channel. So I'm not gonna tell you what kind of puppy it is. I'm not gonna give you any information until it arrives, but that's something to look forward to if you like that kind of thing. And if you don't like puppies, I don't understand. Alrighty. Wow. Okay, that means we're ready when my throat chakra goes all crazy. Crazy. Alright. Because remember, the Divine Masculine has been naughty. He's been busy. He's been semi in his ego. He's been not very caring about the Divine Feminine of late. Unless you're in semi-union, and then he would have been amazing, really caring, more profound than you could possibly understand. So, you know, this is the reading for the people that are in that in-between, like, you know, WTF, I'm going to write that down. WTF is my Divine Masculine doing? Right? So then, you know, it's not going to be that confusing for those of you who are wanting an answer, right? That's going to be the title. WTF is my Divine Masculine doing? Wow. And why? And why? We want to know why, don't we? We always want to know why. I hope you sped me up, because I sound pretty cool as a chipmunk, by the way. Alrighty, are we ready? Whew. Okay, I'm going to pull the cards now that I've shuffled them. Ouch. I'm just saying ouch. Beryl's going, I'm so glad I don't have a Divine Masculine. I'm so glad I've got my cats. That's all I need in my life. Oh, wow. Crikey. Crikey. In Australia, people don't really say crikey very often. It's really not a thing, but sometimes I really like to say crikey, especially when the cards are looking like this. Wow, oh wow. This is very interesting because the masculine is trying to tame himself right now. right? Ooga booga, I'm so scary. And behind all of that is this, actually, I'm so scared. You know, like to the divine feminine, you know, I'm so, you know, tough. I'm working so hard. Rah, you know, it's this rah energy. I'm working so damn hard. I'm so amazing. But he's really, you know, he doesn't look terrified. But imagine that King Kong creature there coming at you. The world is a scary place for the divine masculine. And the next card, wow, the next card really shows you, you know, I've come between a hair's breadth of the divine feminine and myself, right? He kind of knows he's in trouble with you. Like, it's pretty obvious that he goes, whoop, what have I done? This is a whoop, what have I done? And yet he's still being very, I want to say, poignant. He's still trying to conquer things, right? And that conquering energy is great at times, but you also need to release it. You know, like when you go work, 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 when you're at work, right? And that's the ego pushing forward, the masculine energy. I need to build, I need to this, I need to conquer and divide and, you know, rah, right? But he's forgetting to come back into his empathy, okay? He needs to come back into that empathy. Like I said, if your divine masculine is behaving right now and being amazing, I'm not talking about your masculine. I'm talking about the 81% of you that your masculine isn't doing that for. You know, Knight of Cups in reverse, right? Haven't got time for love right now. Have not got time for love, right? I'm going out on my path and I'm going alone. But yet notice the toxicity around his leg there with the green wiggly thing, which I will not mention. Right? He thinks you know, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just fine. Except for that toxicity that I'm carrying around with me. So it's so interesting that he's in such a caveman, such a Tarzan energy right now. The story is so interesting here because he's like, well, I can imagine me and the feminine. I can imagine us together, but I've got my eye on a different prize. So even though we're together in, you know, in soul, right? We have the same soul. My 3D energy is elsewhere. Okay? So any romantic gestures are going to be in his imagination. In his, you know, in fantasy land, we could say. So we have this interesting energy now of the Three of Swords. I'm heartbroken that my divine feminine could have moved on while I've been battling in my life. Right? Can you see here that there's some kind of third party here? Either he's with someone else or you're thinking about someone else. There is definitely some kind of third or fourth party situation. But his ego right now is telling him, I still need to conquer. I still need to devour this business. I still need to conquer that family situation. I still need to, you know, give myself this amazing strength of, I don't know, it's like the strength of lions and wolves and tigers and all of this together. Look at him. You know, that's fully ego. That's, I'm in my ego. And the divine feminine is kind of going, whatever, whatever, do whatever you want to do whatever you have to do. I'm just going to sit here and, you know, she's kind of chilling, right? She's kind of chilling. I love how she shows up in the masculine's reading here. The feminine is being very beautiful. She's showing up as Temperance and as the Empress. And she's working with her ego. Do you see this? She's not trying to fight this tiger. She's using the tiger energy to get what she needs. And she's sitting on the throne. So all of that work that you've been putting in, Divine Feminine, is amazing. You're not trying to fight against anything. You're not going, wah, like Tarzan. You're not doing that, right? You're sitting back in your crazy cat lady energy and saying, you know what? If I have to live with 6 cats for the rest of my life, or dogs, I'm happy with that. So then we have this difference in the masculine, this movement into, it's so weird. He has this tiny little epiphany where his soul is kind of screaming at him going, do you realize that you're doing all this stuff and you're still alone in the 3D world, right? You know, you got that boat, you wrestled the puma, you fished and got those fish, and you got food and you've got everything you need, right? And yet now the feminine is sleeping, right? Metaphorically, she's sleeping, and he's saying, wow, I actually miss her. See how he's trying to go this way with his chariot, but then he turns around and he thinks, wow, I actually miss her. I miss not being with her. So he has this small, and I'm going to say slither of hope, where he says, well, maybe in the future I could bring her with me. And the feminine is still here going, you know, we don't need to tame this lion. This lion can just be a lion. How about we leave the lion alone? Right? And he's like, no, we have to get the lion. It's a threat to us. So he's still assessing all these threats around him in his 3D reality. And what's beautiful about the feminine is that she's already learned that fighting is only going to exhaust her. So she doesn't do that. So we have the devil here and all this weirdness. You know, it's still like he's learning about himself. He's in this energy of learning about himself. Ooh, ooga booga. I find rock. What do I do? What should I do with this rock? Ooga booga. And she's going, wow, that would make a great dildo. Of course she is. Divine Feminine, you're very cheeky. Right. And he's going, maybe if we attach something that moves, it could be a great vibrator. But he's not. He hasn't worked it out yet. Divine Feminine's worked it out. He's still learning. Okay. So we have the feminine coming through again in this energy of, you know, I've had all these threats around me. There's been, you know, naysayers and bloody, in Australia we say bloody hell. We've had, you know, narcissists and psychopaths and all sorts of threats at us, but we're still holding our energy. We're still holding our spiritual energy despite what's happened. And we are longing for the time when the masculine comes back into this calm space so that we can rejoin and be a family again. Okay, and family doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have children together, but be a family as in, you know, look at the difference between the masculine here compared to here. Right, he's, you know, at the moment, he's seeing all of these threats around himself. Everything's a threat. I have to be defensive. Everything's a threat. Everything's, you know, he thinks everything's coming to get him. Perhaps including the feminine. So we have him again in this defensive pose. Even as the magician, he's being defensive. You know, normally the magician looks to God. Normally the magician, you know, uses spirit or uses God to help. Right? But he's still being defensive here with the swords. And again, in this picture here, he has a knife. Right? That can denote communication coming. So let's see if that's going to be the case. I'll just put these cards to the side and we'll see if the communication is going to be on its way. The masculine is very much caught up in the 3D reality right now. Very much caught up within what he thinks society is expecting from him or what he thinks he needs to do within society. So he's having that moment again. Before I go into what he's going to do next, he's just having that moment of, you know, really assessing how much ego or pride or wherewithal he's going to need to build. You know, this is his home here. You know, I need to do everything I can to protect my resources, to protect my home, to protect my family, because if I don't, something is going to come and pluck me away from all of it. So there's fear here. Even though you wouldn't know it on the outside, it may come across as arrogance the way he's treating you, or even ignoring you. He might be fully ignoring you at the moment, but he is frightened. Very frightened. What's my place in this world? I need to prove myself in this world. You know, it's a very, you know, old-fashioned archetype of masculinity. You know, I need to do this in the world. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I'm not willing right now to spend time with the feminine. I haven't got time. No time. There is no time to spend time with the feminine. Right? I am perhaps utilizing the energy of another woman here. That will only resonate for about 25% of you. But for some masculines, they have moved on with another woman, and or they were already in a relationship with another woman, and it still is toxic. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but that woman was a different color. She wasn't very human. And I'm not always saying that the karmic's a bad thing. The karmic's great because the karmic can teach the masculine an awful lot. So I'm not having a go. Beryl is, but not me. Beryl says, the karmic is crazier than me. Alrighty, so now what we have is the action space of the masculine. And then we'll do the feeling space of the masculine, because I know you want to know what he's thinking about you at the moment as well. But right now, the action space is, I'm still slaying. Right? I'm still slaying, so I just haven't got time for you right now. Okay? I haven't got time for you right now. I'm not going to hold all these cards up. I'm just going to tell you the story. Otherwise, we'll be here for about 3 decades and you'll never get rid of me. So then he says, you know, I'm doing what I need to do because society wants me to do these things. You know, I need to be successful because society says I do. I need to, you know, be good at that job because my mum wants me to. So all of these expectations that other people have on him is what's going on. And then he has this moment of clarity when he goes, I miss the feminine and I really want to communicate with her. So, you know, in his downtime, which may only be, you know, a whole 7 minutes before he goes to bed, he thinks of the feminine. And this energy is, I'm bored without her. I feel alone without her, but she kind of wouldn't want me the way I am now, right? It's very interesting. Men, or the masculine energy, take gender how it resonates. The masculine energy compartmentalizes everything. So if he's thinking about work, he's thinking about work. If he's thinking about romance, he's thinking about romance. Right now, most of his focus is on work, or on that project, or on that thing that he wants to do. So he's in that compartment. And the compartment for romance is way over there in the other side of his brain. And it's only in the down times that he realizes that he has this fantasy of being with the feminine, but it seems all too far away. So there isn't much of a communication coming, although he wants to communicate. And if he does, it might just be a, hey, how you doing? I've been so busy lately. Hope we can catch up in the next few months or something. You know, it's not going to be anything, I don't know, what do I want to say? It's not going to be anything worth writing home about. So how is he feeling about you? It's very interesting because the focus is on that project, or the focus is on that, you know, that work that he's doing, or whatever it is. But he still, of course, does have feelings. And I've got my love messages deck here, which I'll use in a moment as well. I've already shuffled, so we can get some love messages. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing he wants to say is, it's so hard not talking to you. Even though he's making the choice to not talk to you, it's so hard not talking to you. Isn't it ridiculous? It's like, well, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Hello, this is Beryl. Pick up the bloody phone, you idiot. What are you doing? What are you doing? Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine, get your shit in a pile. Wow. Beryl, I think she's going to have a lot to say in future videos to the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine, if you're listening today, I take no responsibility for Beryl. She's got a mind of her own. Okay, so we have this, I love you, but you have no idea what's going on in my life right now. If only you knew the hardships that I've been facing, the challenges that I've been facing. I'll show you this. Right? It's very dramatic. Right? I have had to slay the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. I got stuck in a remote island, on a remote island adventure, and I lost the crew. They stayed on the other island and I had to forge ahead. Right? There was this lion that helped me rescue a damsel in distress. You see how the excuses keep coming up? What's this one? Hang on. There was an evil man in the rocks and I had to devour him. Right? And you'll know how it feels, Divine Feminine, because all the excuses are like, WTF, right? This is why the title is WTF is my Divine Masculine doing, and why. We haven't got to the why yet, right? We'll get to that in a moment. I still love you, but I may also be interested in another woman, right? Because she's, you know, she's close by to me, or I'm already married, so it's easier that way, you know? So there's lots of excuses going on here. We have the Hierophant in reverse. This is, I'm not willing to make a commitment right now. I've got my reasons. I've got my reasons. And I want to say I've got my reasons for another season. So it feels like this could go on for about, you know, at least 3 months for some of you. Your divine masculine's going to have excuses. I'm busy. My wife's brother's cousin's uncle needed help with restoring his fence. Right? So you know the deal, divine feminine. Right? So this is when Beryl comes in with her words of wisdom. I hope you don't miss this video. It's going to be awesome, right?
Divine feminine, stay in your lane. Make sure that you're taking care of your health, drinking plenty of water, and getting enough sleep. If you want to know where you can pick up a cat, I can give you the information. But make sure you take care of you and eat properly, okay? Okay, that's all I've got to say. Thank you. Meow. Apart from that, meow. You can practice meowing instead of yodeling. It's very fun. Meow.
Wow. Okay. So, how else does he feel? We're going to get to the why in a moment. Wow. For some of them, they have really, I don't know, over-exaggerated their situation. I feel like this is an excuse, you know. If you can imagine Ken, I haven't got him here with me, but he's on a hike right now, but he would say, I'm somewhere between giving up and seeing how much more I can take. You know, it's kind of like he still managed to pick out his outfit in the morning and go to work, but he's not coping. Now, for those of you who know someone with mental health problems or, you know, struggling, I'm not paying out those kind of people. I'm just saying that the divine masculine right now is kind of over-exaggerating his, you know, it was like I was trapped on a desert island and I had to find my way back to land. The Loch Ness Monster, he can come to any country. You know what I mean? It's this over-exaggeration of excuses. Okay. And he may use it to explain to you in the future, right, that he was in pain or he was struggling himself. And of course, his perception of what's going on can be different to what we would perceive as a struggle. All right? I acted like it wasn't a big deal when it really was breaking my heart. This is because he ghosted you or breadcrumbed you or didn't give you as much attention as he should have. Right? I wish I was kissing you instead of missing you. He wishes this, but he still isn't taking the action to do it. On one hand, he says, you are the glow that lights up my life. But then he says, I've got all these other things that are more important than you right now. And that's where the boundaries come in. That's where the divine feminine has to say no. So why is he behaving this way? This is what me and Beryl and the 6 cats, which have yet to be named, would like to know. Why is he doing this? Why isn't he coming back into the heart space? Why is he staying in his ego and freaking out about everything around him? We're going to get an answer now. We have got answers here at Tarot for You 444. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoy this reading. Wow. Okay. So the reason, the why, is because he's trying to create something bigger. He's trying to create something that he's proud of. You know, some kind of legacy, some kind of stability. And right now, the divine feminine is not included in that stability. He's trying to maintain the stability for himself, right? There were lions and tigers and bears. And, you know, if we go back to the old-fashioned Star Trek, we might go, oh my gosh, we went to this planet and there were giant butterflies and beasts as big as wildebeests, and all I had was my taser, you know. So hopefully he's going to find God in all of this. Don't mind religion, don't worry about that. But he needs to utilize that energy and that faith. He needs to have more faith. He feels like a victim in the world. But yet, for some of them, which I find so interesting, there's this deceptive energy here with the Seven of Swords. You know, he could have cheated on you. He could have been with other women. I don't know if you've promised each other to yourselves or whatever's happened in your dynamic, but there has been this energy of him needing to cope and utilizing other women or men, take gender how it resonates, to satisfy his needs. We have the Queen of Wands showing up here. You know, someone lusty. I don't know, busty and lusty is what I'm getting. Wow. You know, I'm so stressed right now, I just need to hire that hooker so I can feel better. You know what I mean? It's that energy of, I did what I needed to do at the time to cope. And like I say, that's only going to be for a small percentage of you that's happened with. But you'll know who you are. You'll know if you're divine masculine. Well, some of you, about 14% of you won't know. And if you want to know, you can get a private reading with me. My details are below in the description box. But for some of you, your divine masculines aren't contacting you right now because, and this is very important that you understand this, because they feel guilty about how they've treated you. And, or they have someone else and they also feel guilty about that. Whew. Wow. Some last words of advice.
Divine Feminine, I think you're very beautiful. I think you should have a lovely day where you don't work and you stay home and you just enjoy doing the things that you love. Love, Beryl.
Wow. Let's have a look at the cats before we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Okay, you've got 8 cats, Beryl. 8 cats. That's cool. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm just mesmerized with Beryl right now. She's going to be stuck in this box forever. Warning, choking hazard for children under 3 years. Well, lucky I'm not 3. Let's get 3 more messages out of the love messages deck before we go. And then, of course, we're going to sing Joyful, Joyful, as we always do. Stay in your joy. Do not stalk anyone by that name. Be joyful, right? Find things to be grateful for. Don't look to get your happiness from anyone outside of you. You can be completely happy on your own. Like Beryl.
Yeah, like me.
So anyway, this is what his soul wants to say, okay? Not the 3D version that's hunting and chasing lions and tigers and bears and Loch Ness monsters. This is what his soul wants to say. A long, tight hug from you would be perfect right now. Please don't doubt my love. It's the only thing I'm sure of. This is a good one. I'm sorry if I ever contributed to the suffering of your heart. You are the reason why I'm smiling again. It's those glimpses where he has a moment to pause from that project or that work thing or whatever he's been doing. And he goes, I really love the feminine. Like, even if he's in a partnership with someone else, he's going, I really love the feminine. There's no one else like her. You know, there's no place like home. Okay, that's the real big message I want you to hear today. So you have to stay in your lane. You have to ignore his shitty behavior. Literally ignore his shitty behavior. And if you want to have a one-on-one consultation with me to discuss your specific situation, I'm still doing readings. I'm doing 30-minute readings. I'm doing 1-hour readings. And I'm doing 1-hour sessions where you get to speak to me, probably on WhatsApp or Messenger, depending on what you have. And we can talk on an audio call, and you can go blah, 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 blah. This is what's happening. And I can go blah, 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 blah. This is what you should do. Because some of you are so lovely and so loving that you are forgetting to have boundaries with your masculine, and you must. Otherwise they will continue to walk all over you and say, you know, I'm too busy right now, or I'm too sexy for this shirt. So sexy it hurts. So this is the last card I want to show you before we sing Joyful, Joyful. You know, you need to be a boss. Not in an egotistical way, but you need to be, you know, I'm also fierce. I'm also taming things in the world. I'm also busy, but I make time for you, right? It's this humble yet fierce energy. You can be both. You don't have to be in your ego in a yucky way. You can be assertive without being an asshole, you know? You can be kind. You can be kind, but have boundaries. And that's what we're looking for the divine feminine in 2023. And this is a very important message, right? Do not tolerate being spoken to rudely by men or whatever gender, by anyone, right? I don't want to come across as a feminist, right? But feminism, that word feminism, just an FYI for you, means that you want the best for women. I'm not sure what the word is for men. I'm not sure what the opposite word is for men, but you know, we all want the best for men and women. We all want balance for men and women. So being a feminist doesn't mean that, you know, you're against men. Doesn't mean that you are, I mean, it's been used in the wrong context for a long time, but it just means that you want the best for women. And it's, you know, the year of 2023 should be the year where women say no to player energy, say no to lying energy, say no to energy that is bringing you down, or deceitful energy. So if you've got a man in your life or a woman in your life, right, take gender how it resonates for you. But if you've got a person in your life that is treating you poorly, whether they're your divine masculine or feminine, or your husband or your partner or your friend or whoever, you need to be able to have a boundary, and you need to be able to say, no, I will not tolerate being spoken to that way, or I will not tolerate being treated in that way. You need to check yourself. Okay, so that's really important. You don't have to do that in a rude way. You can be completely calm when you say that. You don't have to go, fuck you, Jack, or fuck you, I don't know, what's the lady's name? Fuck you, Lisa, right? You don't have to do it in that kind of way, right? We need to come higher enough up in our vibration where we can do that in a kind way. You can say, hey, Jack, listen, I really don't like being spoken to in that way. I'd appreciate it if you don't do that again. Or, hey, Lisa, I really appreciate it if you don't speak to me in that way. I'd appreciate it if you spoke to me with a nicer tone, or whatever it is that you're asking for, okay? So this should be the year of not tolerating being treated like shit, okay? The year of not being treated like shit by anyone, by your divine masculine, by your parents, by your cousin, by your friends, by your colleagues, by anyone in your life. This is the year where you take back your power and you tell people what your boundaries are. You must have boundaries. Very, very important. If you don't know how to do that, you can contact me. Alrighty, I've been talking for 55 whole minutes. Whew. Wow. I'm going to need to go and have a nap. Let's sing Joyful, Joyful before we go with Beryl. Are we ready? Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before you. By the way, what have you done for him lately? Ooh, yeah, that cat looks green. What have you done for him lately? Ooh, yeah, we'll call him Kermit. Come and join the chorus, the mighty, mighty chorus. Do you have a cat or dog? Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before him. Do, 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 do. Have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And if you are as crazy as Beryl and me, then congratulations, because you must be living your best life right now. And I'm so, so proud of all of you, divine, feminine, and masculine, whichever you are, because I have both watching the channel, believe it or not. And let's just sing one more before we go. All right, I love this song. Ready? Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? It's a bit low. Believe it or not, it's just me. One more, ready? Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be?
Believe it or not, it's just me.
Bye, everyone. Oh my gosh. Wow. New gang members are fun. Have a great day. Bye, everyone. Bye.